This is the sixth and final video from Nicaragua. In Nicaragua, you can see two places that are under UNESCO protection. One is the city of Granada, which we visited in the second episode of our journey through Nicaragua, and the other is the city of León, which we have just arrived at for the conclusion. León is the second largest city in Nicaragua after Managua. It was founded by the Spanish as Santiago de los Caballeros de León. León has just over 200,000 inhabitants. I arrived in León by bus from Managua. It was a direct and comfortable connection that follows the rule, once it's full, it goes. From the bus station, I headed to my accommodation. The man behind the handlebars of a pedal tricycle asked for 200 Córdobas, so off we went. We arrived at the La Tortuga Boluda hostel in about half an hour. There, I dropped off my luggage and set out on foot toward the central square in León.
De color azul, por si la ves tú me debes llamar. Ella lo baila, lo goza, lo mueve, se atreve, vieras que locura, lo suda, pura sabrosura. Cuando ella lo baila, vieras que locura. Cuando se pasa de trago, todo el ambiente se pone caliente, porque le gusta pasarse de trago. Disfruta la vida con cumbia caliente, la gente en ambiente le grita moverte, se pone a mover con cintura caliente. Moverte le dicen, verás como grite, también me animé cuando la miré. Eso Lulú, vamos Lulú, mueve Lulú, qué rico Lulú, eso Lulú, vamos Lulú. Si la vida no fuera a acabar, eso Lulú, vamos Lulú, mueve Lulú, qué rico Lulú, eso Lulú, vamos Lulú, mueve Lulú, qué rico Lulú. Y Lulú estaba gozando, bailando, sudando, tomando, saltando, gritando, chiflando para disfrutar, como si la vida no fuera a acabar.
Baby, baby, oh, thought you'd always be mine.
And skip a beat when I see her in the street and at school on the playground. But I really want to see her on the weekend. She knows she got me dazing, cause she was so amazing. My CEO, ooh, the master of my CEO. I was broken from a young age, taking my broken to the masses, writing my poems for the few that look at me, to me, shook at me, killing me, singing from heartache, from the pain, taking my message from the veins, speaking my feelings. They would drown, but they never did, ever lived, ebbing and flowing, inhibited limits.
6 miles and wound up at your door. I've had you so many times, but somehow I want more. I don't mind spending every day gonna make you feel beautiful. I know I tend to get so insecure. Doesn't matter anymore. It's not always rainbows and butterflies.
Where are you from, my friend?
Republika Czech. Central Europe.
Yes.
Former Czechoslovakia.
Okay. Yeah. How's there? It's cold, it's raining.
On the way, I stopped at what is likely the oldest church in León. The Iglesia San Juan de Dios church was built by Spanish colonizers in 1620. Initially, there was a small chapel here, which was part of the Santa Catalina Hospital. The chapel was later expanded into the form we know today. The hospital was eventually closed.
En la forma de hablar, en la forma de actuar, etcétera, etcétera. ¿Cuántas veces nosotros juzgamos y condenamos a los demás? Para que parte a ser parte de nuestra vida. Jesucristo nuestro Señor y Redentor. Gloria al Padre, al Hijo.
Al sonar de la marimba se desborda Monimbo. Hay que ver bailar en cinta la mujer del mandador. Don Rodrigo está tanteando como le hace por detrás. Zapateando, zapateando, zapatea y nada más. Hay que ver a doña Inés a bailar como zapatea y a la vez que hace la cadera temblar. Hoy un consejo que le dan al compadre Juan para bailar. Hacete para allá, no te vengas, no vaya mi contado parece un gallo remojado pegadito. Ocho nada más, mediadito, ocho nada más, cuidadito, cuando le tocas.
And then I reached the central square. In the case of Granada, the entire city is under UNESCO protection. In Leon, the protection of cultural heritage applies only to the Cathedral of the Assumption of the Virgin Mary. And it's definitely worth it.
Construction of the Cathedral of the Assumption of the Virgin Mary in Leon began in the mid-18th century. It wasn't completed until the early 19th century. This unusually long period was due to a lack of financial resources. Additional funding was raised from wealthy people in the city and surrounding areas, who, during their lifetimes, purchased tombs for themselves and their families beneath the cathedral floor.
El pocho de su fuente Castalia, donde Mera se fuera a inspirar, donde puso Rubén sus sandalias para con glorias al mundo deslumbrar. Por todo el oro del mundo no cambiaría mi león, pues lo quiero con amor profundo y es el cerebro de toda mi nación. León puede ser abatido pero nunca vencido. ¡Viva León! ¡Jodido! León puede ser abatido pero nunca vencido. ¡Viva León! ¡Jodido!
The cathedral thus offered a very unique place of final rest for the wealthiest people of Leon. The most remarkable tomb is that of the most famous Nicaraguan poet, Rubén Darío, whose grave is marked by a stone lion in the center of the church. The other bodies are buried beneath the cathedral. The tombs themselves are not accessible, but there are other underground areas that are open to visitors. It's also worth mentioning that 7 small cellars were built beneath the structure to provide the cathedral with greater resistance to earthquakes. These chambers were also used to store and hide treasures. Additionally, one of the cellars provided access to a system of tunnels that connected several churches. In the event of an attack, this offered a way to escape from one place to another underground. On one occasion, treasures were saved from looting pirates by being transported through the tunnel to another church.
Oficiando y ofreciendo reiteradamente los mismos sacrificios. Es imposible amarte y no seguirte. Me has seducido, Señor. Señor, hoy tu nombre es más que
After visiting 2 places of worship in the city of León, we deserved some worldly relief with a walk through the city. We chose the Central Market, Mercado Central. It's truly a bizarre, colorful, and very busy market located in the heart of the historic city. You can buy all sorts of things here, from meat and vegetables to clothing. Many people also have lunch or dinner there. What was also pleasant was that, at the beginning of April, it was already quite warm outside. At least in Mercado Central, we were able to cool down a bit.
La Jessica, no, no está, eso estaba preguntando, lo de la farmacia. No está ahorita.
La semana viene.
¿Me estabas pidiendo?
No sé qué haría.
Dice que yo hablo. No tengo yo.
Ahí también gracias a los manteneditos. Hola, 4 La permisa, el fresco, ajá.
Sí, sí.
A bit off to the side of the central square, on a small elevation accessible by a few steps, you'll find another landmark of the city, the Iglesia El Calvario church. This historic church is known for its unique blend of Baroque and neoclassical architecture. Construction of the church began shortly after the earthquake in 1609. If you look at the church from the roof of the León Cathedral, the volcano you see in the background is Momotombo Volcano. Momotombo has shaped the history of the area for centuries, as it remains active to this day. The last significant eruption was recorded in 2015.
La mujer que se cree viva y no baila en el solar es como un plato de almíbar que no sale a veranear. Para bailar el sabaneado no es preciso alborotar. Yo lo bailo bien pegado y un meneado lateral. Hay que ver a doña Inés para bailar como zapatea a la vez que hace la cadera temblar. O el consejo que le dan algo para igual para bailar. Acércate para allá, no te vengas, no para recostado pareces un play remojado pegadito. Guachi nada más, pegadito, guachi nada más, cuidadito, cuando me tocas.
León used to stand in a different location than it does now. Only the ruins of old León have survived to this day. So, we set out to visit the Ruinas de León Viejo. We arrived at the ruins of old León a few minutes after 5 in the afternoon. Unfortunately, we were unlucky, as the gate closes at 5 o'clock. From a place protected by UNESCO, we would have expected at least some activity shortly after closing time. However, the site was completely deserted. Only a young woman stood at the entrance gate, who didn't understand why we had come. What did we miss by not seeing the excavations, which have been ongoing since 1967? León Viejo today represents the remains of a colonial city founded in 1524 by the Spanish conquistador Francisco Hernández de Córdoba. The city was the first capital of Nicaragua and one of the first Spanish settlements on the American continent. Due to extensive activity from the Momotombo Volcano and a subsequent earthquake, in 1580 a large part of the city sank and disappeared beneath the waters of Lake Zolotlan. The rest of the city then vanished under volcanic ash during a massive eruption in 1609. From 1610 until the start of excavations in 1967, the city was completely abandoned. People gave way to the forces of nature and relocated 50 kilometers to the west.
Si me tocan dos bolillos o si quiere el garañón, o enseñarles al dedo